I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me.
Hello everybody, it's Mrwebnvel back at it again. This is part 9 to the Mrwebnvel series. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this series, and hopefully you guys have gotten some good recommendations for Mrwebnvels. This is part 9. I'll probably release 1 or 2 more parts, and then from there I'll probably, at least for the foreseeable future, I won't make any more top 5 Mrwebnvels, since basically as I said before in a few videos, like 80 to 90% of these I've read personally. I'll do 80 to 90%. I'll say like 80% of them I've actually finished them, and 20% of them I might have finished it and stopped reading, or I might have finished it and just forgot about it because of the weekly uploads. And the other 20%, I've not read them, but I've heard good things about them in the what's it called again, novel updates, comment section, and recommendations that people recommend, stuff like that. So I read a few chapters to see if it's decent or not, and yeah, it was actually decent, because some of them, they're not really the kind of stuff I read, but I still wanted to try, because you have to come with your comfort zone sometimes. So yeah, let's get into this. I'll talk about in parts, whichever is the last part that I'm making for the super future. I'll talk about it then, about what I'll do next on this channel. Okay, let's get into this then. Elks of Supply, general martial arts, slice of life. Description: in an inaccessible village, there were a few hours. In an inaccessible village, there were a few houses on the hillside. People from far away were attracted here, and the mountain road was crowded with luxury cars, because in this town there was a young man with incredible medical skills who could cure all kinds of illnesses. That was a very, very short description, but it just gets straight to the point. Yeah, it makes you want to find out why people in these luxury cars, when you think luxury cars, you think like Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Range Rovers, and so on, so all that stuff. So you're thinking, why would all these people come to the flipping village? It's one thing if 1 or 2 come, but for what's them to come, something's definitely up. Something that will make these people who value the time, because time is precious. Even for people that don't value the time, it's so precious for them to come here. Anywho, let's get into the Elks of Supply. The story starts with Yang Yao, our MC, telling his mom that he did not try to end himself. He thought he saw someone drowning in the river, but it turned out to be a doll, plus he could not swim. Smack my forehead. He had good intentions, but he did not have the skills nor means to accomplish his aims, plus he was a bit dumb in the head. He should have followed the motto of save yourself before you save others. Now his reputation is ruined, and he is known as a kid that took his life due to famine not being successful. His parents were worried for him and asked him to start planting herbs to get a real job. He does not argue with his parents and goes to his hill where his plants and herbs are located. As he's contemplating life, a voice enters his head and asks him if he wants to activate the system. He's startled and thinks, is it a ghost? But after the voice speaks several times, he activates the system anyway. He goes into his hut and lays down. He sees a kettle in the system he wants, and he thinks of it and he puts it in his hand. The chapter ends with him and his dog agreeing that the water that they drank out of the kettle was very tasty. And the dog can't talk, it's just nodding his head. Yeah. Spirit Alone. This is the second one of what I'll talk about today. Genre: action, adventure, fantasy, harem, martial arts, mystery, so on in. So the description, let's get into it. 30,000 years ago, the heaven-fighting race who called themselves gods invaded the spirit realm. Just by the fact that they call themselves gods, you can tell these people are very, very arrogant and most likely prideful. Alright then, so hundreds of races rose up in existence, but ultimately suffered a crushing defeat. The human race was the first to concede, and the rest of the 100 races soon followed in succession. During the subsequent 10,000 years, all the races were enslaved by the heaven-fighting race. That's crazy, enslaved. That is... Do you know how in some of the past Mrwebnvels I've mentioned some of these characters are menaces to society, and what's going on again, Fang, I forgot his name, from the one about the goo, that villain that went like 500 years back into the past. Yeah, that guy was a menace to the universe. These guys are the OG menaces to universes. Wow. Alright then, yeah. They were cruelly treated and left beneath the shadow of the tower. The heaven finalized its march of conquest and not stopped there. With the spirit realm as a start point, they invaded other secret dimensions and spread war to all continents of existence. After clearly exhausting their combat strength, they were finally defeated by the 100 Oysters, who took advantage of this opportunity. With no other choice, they fled to the starry skies outside their realm. This is the first time I'm actually rooting for the Alps and happy that the Alps defeated them. That's crazy. 30,000 years later, in an era where the Heaven Final Oysters already faded to become a legend, an amnesic youth possessing the Heaven Fighting Oysters bloodline is being fostered in an insignificant household. While struggling to live on, he sounded it was the day of the bloodline's awakening. Spirit realm. Kinley, our MC, wakes up, cleans himself and gets dressed, then goes to the dining hall. He is greeted by everyone, and his expression remains blank as if he did not hear. At first, you think he's rude, but when you realise he's been at this like a fool for the past 5 years, then you feel sorry for him. His grandpa has died, but even so, people show respect to Kinley due to their gratitude for everything his father helped them with. Of course, not everyone respects Kinley. He reaches the dining hall and starts eating, and there's a routine where after he finishes eating, he goes to the mine, comes back, and then eats, then sleeps. So basically, eat, work, eat, sleep. As he's eating, he's mocked by his future brother-in-law as a cute, obedient dog. He's engaged to the Ling family, that's where he stays. He's engaged to the Ling family's talented daughter who does not want to marry him, which, to be honest, is fair enough. You shouldn't have to be forced to marry someone, especially if you're marrying Kinley would be a lot of responsibility. And the patriarch discusses this with his brother, that he wants his daughter to marry into a powerful family, and her being engaged to Kinley may lead to it being hard for her to get married in the future, as it may damage her reputation. Also, he also mentioned that Kinley's grandfather said that they can cancel their engagement when he turned 17. They suggest that the grandpa only did this so no one would bully Kinley, and the chapter ends with the younger brother asking the head of the family to swap Zwan, who is the talented young woman Kinley is engaged to, and swap her for Ling Yushi, who is also attractive but has less talent. Alright then, that was the end of the summary. Let's get into the next one level, Silly Alchemist. The Silly Alchemist, TSA. Yeah, that's something better than when I was doing the other one, the Advent of the Archmage, whatever it was. Yeah, genre, comedy, fantasy, harem, martial arts, psychological, seinen. Description: my past life, ordinary, mediocre. What I want in this life, riches, power, influence. My goal, to be a prodigal son, a waste youth with riches and power, maybe even sidekicks. My name is Yilang. I'm an alchemist, and I'm also here to squander as much money as I can. I can't lie, that last line kind of made me chuckle a bit internally. Once I summarised the first chapter, you explain why he said that his past life was ordinary and why he wants to have riches, power, and influence in this life. It's pretty funny. It's definitely, I haven't mentioned it, it's definitely worthy of this comedy tag right here. Oh, then let's get into it some way. Silly Alchemist. Yulag, our MC, is ordinary, has an ordinary family, an ordinary life. The all comes crashing down when he decides to donate blood, and the doctor tells him that his suffering is off and needs to do some checks. After the checks, he realizes he has a 1 in 1,000 disease that was only harmful when triggered, and when not triggered, the person, they could have a normal life, but when triggered, the person is at risk of meeting the end. He does not want to worry his parents, so he decides to travel the world to make people think his personality changed, and I guess so they are less attached to him since he's not in contact with them often. For some reason, he has an impulse to go into the wild with tools needed for survival and falls on a cliff. He finds a martial art treasury, but it doesn't believe it, but tries the techniques and reads the books, and is excited to show off once he leaves the bottom of the cliff. So obviously it worked. So before he can leave, a meteor appears out of nowhere from the sky and destroys him. So this guy's life is full of ups and downs, like a heart rate monitor, but the troughs are greater than the peaks. His last wish is for him to be a prodigal son in his next life, since he was ordinary in his life. As you guessed, he's reincarnated into a powerful family in another world, as the grandson of the head of the most powerful family in the world. So basically, yep, that's the catchphrase. So basically, he has a stupid amount of money, and he can be as prodigal as he wants. Let him live his life desires. Alright then, that was the end of that one. Let's get into the next one level, True Martial World. True Martial World. Description: the human emperor and his opponents were embroiled in a 33-day long final battle. It involved the strongest experts After destroying the Abyssal World and sealing the Abyssal Demon King's guardian weapon, a mysterious purple card dissipated into the space-time vortex and tunneled through infinite space-time. In the vast wilderness, where martial arts was still slowly growing in its infancy, several peerless masters tried to find their path in the world of martial arts. A young adult named Yi-Yun from modern Earth had unwittingly stumbled into such a world and began the journey with a purple card of unknown origin. It's a magnificent yet unknown true martial art world. This is the story of a normal young adult turning into a legendary peerless expert. Let's get into the summary. Let's get into the rice and stew. Let's get into the chicken and peas. Let's get into the rice and bananas. Let's get into the garden of football. I don't know why I said damn it, no sense at all. I don't know why I said that. True martial world. Yi-Yun, our MC, goes rock climbing with two of his friends and decides to go on a new path that no one has cleared here. They discover a cave and Yi-Yun enters and sees a purple crystal card that he touches, and when he does so, the cave crumbles. An entrance to the cave is blocked. He is stunned, wondering what to do, and how his two friends disappeared. He tries to dig his way out, but realizes it is too slow. Then decides to use the purple crystal card since it's the one that caused everything, and but it's more effective than using his hands to dig. He discovers that it's very sharp, like a lightsaber, and is excited. This man digs for so long and so far that he enters a new world. Just take that in. How is he going to dig his way out? Look back and see a tomb that says brother, grave of Yi-Yun. You must be very confused, thinking it's one thing if people think he died, but it's another thing for him to dig his way out of his grave when he never died and doesn't have a sister. End of chapter. Alright then, let's move on to the next web novel, Perfect World. PW, Perfect World. Genre: action, adventure, comedy, drama, fantasy, harem, martial arts, so on. Description: born into a unique world where villagers fight to gain power and control. The main character, Shihao, is a genius blessed by the heavens, born under the poorest of conditions. His clan, however, has a mysterious past. To rise up and become the genius he is meant to be, the clan goes for every effort to aid his cultivation as they battle through fantastical monsters and engage in power struggles with other clans. His journey will bring him through unknown lands until he is able to become a person that can truly shake the world. When I heard shake the world, the first one I was thinking of was shake it. Okay, halfway through to get beaten down all then what? Shake it. Yeah, but anyway. I don't know why it's only got a 1 star and very poor rating. This is one of the books that I've actually not read, but I started reading it 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm on like chapter 60 or 70 right now, and so far I can say that it's pretty decent. Because I'm not really into like these type of books, but due to what's it called again, Chronicles of Primordial War, I started liking these kind of like stories where it's like they're on a tribe, and they work together with the tribe to like make the tribe stronger and build connections, stuff like that. Alright, then let's get into the summary. Perfect World. A 1 to 2 year old is trying to copy the movements of the 4 to 10 year olds who are training, but since he's too small, he's not doing the movements correctly, and also looks funny doing the he ha pow pow sound he's making. It makes everyone who sees this smile, the other people, and even the serious muscular of the tribe. After the middle-aged man finishes teaching the kids, they all go to eat. The name of the village that they are in is called the Stone Village. The 1 to 2 year old is called by the old chief to eat, and he's taken care of by the old chief since he's lost his parents at half a year old. The elders discuss, once all the children have gone away, discuss the problems going on and how the colonies have become more dangerous, and how the children need to grow up healthy and become strong. They pray to their guardian spirit for their hunting team to bring back good food for the children to eat. So let me explain some things off the top of my head. This is basically like a world where there are tribes and stuff like that, and each tribe has a guardian spirit. So the guardian spirit, some of them are descendants of like gods, to put it simply. So the guardian spirit protects them. So some guardian spirits don't leave the area. So if the villagers under the threat of being exterminated, the guardian spirit will defend them. And some guardian spirits leave with like people that have power in the tribe, to put it simply. Alright then, that's the end of the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. It's been Mrwebnvel.